You guys are really smart. 911, that's right. And what happens when you call 911? You're going to talk to somebody, and they're going to be able to send you help. That's the whole, that's right. You're going to talk to an operator, and they're going to be able to send you help, whether it's an ambulance if somebody's sick, or the fire department if your house is burning. Yes?
You know what?
What?
One day in this class, I went into the other classroom, and I said something. Stop, drop, and roll in your book.
Okay. Your teachers, I don't know if did they see the video yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. You guys are going to see a video either today or tomorrow, and there's going to be a whole lot of things on there about fire safety, about stop, drop, and roll, about who to call in case there's a fire, and what to do in case there's a fire. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later on, too. Now,
I didn't know, and I got scared.
Okay, it's very important to make sure that your smoke detector works. Okay, you have to test it once in a while. But a regular flashlight wouldn't be able to do that. But a firefighter's flashlight does. This is. That's right, it's a belt, but it's a special kind of belt. Let me show you what it looks like when it's on. That's kind of silly, right? But it's very important. This is one of the things that a firefighter uses if he's on a ladder. And one of the things that a firefighter's got to do is climb ladders a lot.
I'm sitting there, the fireman Jim. Come on.
So this silly thing here, what do you think this does? That's right, it's a type of a lock. What we do is when we're climbing up on a ladder, if we're going to be on the ladder for a while, we clip this onto the ladder so that we don't fall off. It's a very important thing that firefighters use.
He's got to get a little weight, though.
What do you think? Okay, that's one thing we use it for. Anybody else have any ideas? What? Okay, we could do that too. How about you?
Open doors and someone can't get out of there.
Okay, this is part of the equipment that we use for that. But there's a couple other things we can do with it. Now, say the fire is in the ceiling in your house. Now, we're not tall enough to reach the ceiling, and we can't see it because the ceiling is all closed up, right? So we don't even have to stand up on a ladder. We can just poke this up through the ceiling. Then we can open the wall up and see where the fire is so we can put it out. We can do that too. There's something else we can use it for. Sometimes we want to break a window and we don't want to stand near the window. So I can reach this all the way out like that. I can break a window from really far away. So that's one of the things we use to help with fire. Is that right? It's water. Let me show you.
That's all we need, right?
I'll tell you what. I'll come right over here. Yeah, you can try.
Fireman Jim, do they all have water? Some of them have other...
Yes, we have other extinguishing agents. Water is most... Okay. You gotta save some for the other classes. Baking soda, right.
We make carbon dioxide.
There's different ways to put fires out. Real hot. Okay? That's right, we wear gloves too. And this firefighter's coat will help keep us safe from all the heat. Okay, just a second.
William, 1 minute.
When we put up the collar, we protect his ears. And we protect part of his face. Put on the firefighter's helmet. Right? Something falls on his head, this is good and hard, so it won't hurt. And we put these ear flaps down to keep his ears and part of his face safe. We even have these fancy eye shields to keep things from falling in his eyes. Yes.
There's special masks so you can breathe.
I'm going to show you that in just a minute. Okay? So that's why the firefighter wears all these things, to keep him safe.
William,
Huh?
I'm
You're very interested in it? All right, you can stay there like that for a minute. I don't know whether you're going to be able to get into these because you got shoes on. Okay? So the firefighters' boots, what they do, look how heavy they are and how thick they are on the bottom. The reason they're so heavy and thick on the bottom is in case we step on some glass or we step on a nail, it won't go through and hurt our feet. And there's a steel thing in here that in case something falls on our toes, we won't get hurt. And when we go into a fire, we pull these boots all the way up. So you can see how big they are. It protects my whole leg.
Great.
Okay? You do?
William.
Okay, I think you can go sit down for a little bit, Wayne. We're going to... looks like when I put it on. Because when you're in a fire, sometimes it can be very hot, very smoky, and very scary. So when you hear somebody wearing one of these, I'll show you what it sounds like, and I'll show you what it looks like, and I want you to be scared.
No, you're not.
Okay? I don't ever want you to hide in a fire. Don't ever hide under the bed. Don't ever hide in a closet. What I want you to do is if you're in your room and you can't get out because there's fire around you, I want you to go by the window and I want you to scream at the top of your lungs. You scream really, really loud and the firefighters will come and help you get out. Okay? But I don't want you to ever run from somebody that looks like this.
Oh, he's gonna put
this
it
is
on
very
to
heavy.
show you. You're not gonna put it on. He's gonna Fireman Jim's eyes. See his eyes?
You can still see me. I'm still firefighter
on his
Jim.
nose.
I'm still firefighter
Isn't that
Jim.
funny?
But this is what we would wear to come in to help save
How
you.
he sounds?
Okay? All this is air in here. Nothing else. Just
like
good, clean air to help us breathe.
My daddy stayed tonight and he did.
Yeah.
Big faces and everything, yeah?
All right.
Anyone too?
No running. Thank you very much.
Okay. Nothing. Anybody had a hot dog today? Who had a hot dog? Who had a turkey sandwich? Anybody had a turkey sandwich? Who had a hot dog and a turkey sandwich? Okay. My name is Firefighter Jim, and this is Firefighter Mary Ellen. And today we're going to talk to you a little bit about fire safety and what you can do to help prevent fires in your home. Okay? Now, you guys, if you were home and there was an emergency and there was a fire or somebody needed an ambulance, who would you call on the telephone? What would you dial on the phone? That's right, 911. Everybody should remember that, right? Because that's very important. 911, if you call that number, somebody will help you and send you either an ambulance, a fire truck, or a police car, whatever you need. So it's very important to remember 911 in an emergency, okay?
Okay.
Who has a smoke detector in their house? Everybody? That's very good. Does everybody know what the smoke detector in your house sounds like if it goes off? What does it sound like? Right, it's got a loud beep going, right?
When there's a fire in the house and then all the smoke comes over and you fight there and it says beep, and that means it's very loud because when it's very loud, you hear it.
That's right. Okay, you probably heard it sometimes when maybe mom or dad burnt the breakfast or burned some food on the stove, right?
Yeah, but if the door is closed,
Yes.
when there's a fire, you have to run out, and when the smoke about the door,
Okay, let me ask you a question. You guys have had a fire drill in school, right?
yeah.
And you know what to do in case the fire bell goes off in school? What do? You get up quietly, you walk outside, and you pay attention to your teacher, right? Has anybody ever had a fire drill in their home?
Yeah.
Some of you did, that's good. But you know what? I think maybe when you go home today, you should ask mom and dad, whoever's home, to make a fire drill in your own house. Just like in school, you know what to do. At home, you have to know what to do too if it goes off in the middle of the night. Okay? So that would be a good thing to do, yes. Okay, I'll tell you what. This young lady brought up a very good point. If the smoke alarm goes off when you're sleeping in the middle of the night, what do you think you should do? Okay, well, the first thing you do is make sure everybody knows that there's a fire. So you yell a little bit. Make sure you wake up your mom and your dad and your brother and your sister, okay? And then the next thing I want you to do is I want you, when you get out of bed, to crawl on the floor. Anybody know why I want you to crawl on the floor? Why do you think? Why do you think?
Smoke.
That's right, it's the smoke. The smoke is up high, right? And all the good air to breathe is down near the floor. So that's why you should crawl. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go over to your door and feel it. If it's hot, don't open it. Keep it closed, because that means that the fire is on the other side of the door. You can't go out that way. So what do you think you should do if the door is hot and you can't get out?
Crack the window.
Okay, not really, but that's on the right track. What do you think?
Go out the other door.
Okay, if you have another door, that's a good thing. You go out the other door. But if you live up on the second floor, okay, you won't have another door, and the window's up high. I don't ever want you to jump out the window, and I don't ever want you to break the window. What I want you to do is I want you to stand by the window. If you can open it, or if it's already open, that's good. But I want you to yell like crazy, okay? Because when you yell like crazy, the firefighters will know where you are, and we'll be able to get you out safely. I don't want you to hide. I don't want you to hide underneath the bed. It could be scary. I don't want you to hide in the closet, because that makes the firefighter's job that much harder, because we got to find you then. So I want you to go over by the window, and I want you to yell real loud, okay? Okay. Powerful flashlight, and it helps you see through smoke and in dark areas. Firefighters use this light all the time. It's an axe. And what do you think a firefighter uses an axe for? What do you think?
If there's a person in the door and the door is locked.
That's right.
And they break the door down.
Most times when firefighters get called to a house, the door is locked. And we don't have the keys, so we might have to break down the door. And if we have to break down the door, we can use a firefighter's axe to help us. That's right. You're absolutely right. Special kind of belt. You ever see a belt like this in your house? You ever see Dad wear a belt like this? You did? You did? Who wants to volunteer to help me out? Okay, you're standing right here. Why don't you face your classmates? And we're going to show everybody what this silly belt looks like when it's on. This big hook is staring at it, right? What do you think we use this hook for? What do you think?
Thomas.
That's right. We can use it to hold things. What else do you think? Right back there, hon. What do you think?
When you need to go up high, you can tie a string on it.
That's right. We can use it to bring things up and down. We can hold ourselves off a rope. Where do you see firemen working all the time? What if I had to get way up there in that window? What would I use to get up there, do you think? A rope could, yeah, maybe. That's right. We use a ladder, right? And if I was working on a ladder and I didn't want to fall off,
You should use that.
I can use this, right? See, this opens up like that. And I can hook it onto the ladder and I won't be able to fall off. Thank you very much. You did a good job. That's right. What does a firefighter use to put out a fire? Water, right? Okay, I need a volunteer to help me out. Why don't you come up to the front? Now I want everybody to watch and see what happens when she presses this handle down. What do you think's going to happen? Water's going to come out? Where's it going to come out, do you think? Think it's going to come out here? Let's see what happens. Why don't you press that down? Oh, there it goes. Press it again. Okay, this is how firefighters put out small fires.
Okay, come stand over here.
Now, we use that to put out small fires. What do you think firefighters use to put out big fires? What do you think? What do I got here? That's right, a big fire truck, right? What color's my truck today? That's right. And when we have a big fire, that's what we use to put out big fires.
Some are different colors.
That's right. We have big hoses and we hook them up to the fire truck.
Sometimes they're white.
That's right. Sometimes fire trucks are white. Sometimes they're red. Sometimes they're yellow, right? Has anybody ever seen one of these? What do you think this is? That's right. It's a walkie-talkie. I can talk to other firefighters and find out what's going on. That's right. Can't see. There you go. Sure. It's okay with you guys. Now, can you see her arms or her hands? Can you see her legs or her feet? If I put this collar up, can you see her ears? You know why? How come you wear a coat in the wintertime? That's right, because it's cold. You want to stay warm, right? Well, a firefighter's coat works just the opposite. It keeps the heat out, so we don't get burned. And then we have the special firefighter's helmet. When we put that on, it's hard on top in case something falls down. It won't hurt her.
Michelle, look at me.
We have special ear flaps that come down and protect the rest of her ears and her face. We even have these cool eye shields.
What's that noise I hear?
That's my fire radio. Thank you very much. How about everybody give her a big round of applause for helping me out? Okay, what do you think this is used for? That's right. Remember me telling you?
You can breathe and then all the air comes in here.
That's right.
And they have screw and glad you can breathe.
Okay, remember me telling you before? If you were in a fire, it was going to be very hot, smoky, and it could be scary too, right? Okay, but what I want to show you, I want to show you what this looks like when somebody's wearing it. I don't want you to be scared. If you see somebody that looks like this, or it sounds like this, I'm going to show you what they sound like too when I put this on. Because it means if you hear this noise, or if you see somebody that looks like this wearing one of these, that means the firefighters come to help you. Remember we said before, we're never going to hide in the closet, and we're never going to hide underneath the bed, right? So when we see or hear somebody like this, we're going to yell to the firemen so he can come and save you, okay?
Hear me now? That looks kind of silly right now, right? That's because it's daytime out, and we're all outside and watching the fire truck and the firefighter talking. We know everything is safe, right? I look like a pig, right? Every time you hear that noise, that means I'm taking a breath of cool, fresh air, and that's helping me breathe. And I can breathe in a fire with all the smoke with this on.
That's why I said.
So I don't ever want you to be scared if you see somebody that looks like this or sounds like this, because that means the firefighter is there and he's going to save you, okay? All right.
What's that for?
That just helps me hold it on.
Yeah, that helps you hold it if it falls, then breaks. You can be safe. Like,
Now, I'll tell you what. When you hear a fire truck coming, you hear all the sirens and the whistles and the horns and everything, right? That means we're going to the fire to help somebody. And what do you think the firefighter does when he's coming back from the fire to tell everybody it's safe now?
You call them.
I'll tell you what, he rings the bell. Now, what do you think? Everybody here gets a chance to ring the bell today. All right? I want everybody to stand up, form a line. There you go. Good job. Good job. That means the fire's out and everybody's safe.
Just pull the string. Alex, pull the string. Right. Loud, right? It's totally warm up here. Hey, earlier time we're watching the basement. Yeah. That's hey, look, we're right there, room or something. I'm watching the basement.
This way. There, whoop, there you go. Big steps. There you go. Good job.